What's going on, everyone? Alex Da Silva, happy as Larry Group. I hope you are well. Is it Friday today? It is Friday today. Yeah. Ruby just said it is. I'm happy Friday. Ooh, I'm a little bit beetroot because Lucy and I have just finished our 8 o'clock workout. I know it is 9 o'clock, but we finished our workout this morning and I want to share it with you because it is a nice tasty one. It's a little team workout where my CrossFit gym, they programmed for us this week, and the workout, I want to challenge you to do it because it's actually a really nice one and you can scale it down. In other words, you can make it a little bit easier on some of the movements. And the workout is a 20-minute AMRAP. So AMRAP, for people that don't know, is as many rounds as possible in 20 minutes of it was 14 pistols, which is a one-leg squat. If you can't do that, then just do 14, or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, do 28 squats. The next one was V-sit, which is sit-up. So V-sit, so flat on the floor, and then touching your arms and your hands and your legs together. If you can't do that, then just do normal sit-ups. And the final one was 10-meter handstand walk. And if you can't do that, then you can do a bear crawl, which I'm more than happy to demonstrate if people want to take the challenge. Now, this is a 2-person workout, so I only mentioned one half of the workout. The other half, whilst one person is doing the first part of the workout, the next person has to run 200 meters. And once the person completes the 200 meters, wherever your partner is finished, you carry on from that. And then you just keep building the rounds as you complete them. It was a really nice, tasty workout, wasn't it, Luce?
Yeah.
For this morning. It was freezing cold outside. The sun was very deceiving this morning, but it was awesome. Really, really nice. And it was nice just to kind of get some fresh air. Ruby came down as well and she was running around in our little garden that we have. And it was nice. Really, really nice. It's a great way to start the day. Why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because, as always, people do positive things as soon as you wake up. First thing this morning, as I said, what I do every single morning, my positive affirmation: thanks for another day. Love my life, which is the second one. Love my life. Thanks for another day. Let's get on. Let's do this. I had a couple of ones today. I want to keep bringing abundance into my life. So today I said my life is filled with abundance and I have everything that I need. And I repeated that a couple of times. So they were the 3 things that I said to myself this morning. And we came downstairs and we did this workout, and then we're just going to have some breakfast now, and then I'll go and do my meditation and my morning routine. And then apparently today's supposed to be a really nice day, so we're going to go for a little drive, just stay nice and safe, and to kind of just get a little bit of fresh air, but following the kind of the guidelines. We found somewhere which is really nice and it's lovely and quiet. It just gives Ruby an opportunity to play, and it's nice. What's up, Dean? What's up, Adam? Good to see you guys. I hope you're well. And so we practice this every single day, every single morning. Why? Because if you start your day that way, you are more likely to have more positive energy, to feel more motivated, to feel more focused, into doing the things that you really want to do. And if you created new routines for yourself, then fantastic. That's a great way to start doing that as well. So plan your days. Plan your hours, so that you've got things to do, you've got things that you can look forward to. Utilize the time to go for a walk. Yesterday we didn't train, but we went for probably like about a 5k walk, and we just went to the park. Ruby was running around, not kind of playing in the toy areas, but just running around, where we could, just safely. There were other kids there as well with their parents, but keeping distance. It was actually really quiet. We're lucky, we live in the countryside, so it's beautiful where we are, and people here respect the guidelines, which is amazing, which is lovely, so, and then we literally just went walking around town where we live and just had a really nice walk. It was a beautiful day and we enjoyed it. So, always trying to do something different. We found a little town near here where we are, and there is a beautiful little lake, and just it's nice just to go there. Ruby can go and play around and she can just enjoy it. So doing things like that for yourself will really help you to get through the day. It will help you with, depression, stress, anxiety, staying away from the media. And I wanted to share a couple of things very quickly. I won't touch on it because I'm not an expert, but it's just something that I feel, again, I see people still really, really getting caught up, around the media and what's going on in the news. Yesterday, I watched the news for the second time since this whole thing has been going on. And I've got to be honest, this is the reason why I don't watch the news, because I find it frustrating that the news but they always just tell you half a story. And I'm not going to do this too much justice, and I don't want to do it an injustice, but I just want to share a story that Lucy shared with me last week, wasn't it, baby? Yeah. So last week, Lucy was working with somebody, and this person is very intelligent around science and he studied biochemistry. So they were having a conversation, and this individual mentioned they started talking about what's been going on. And this is so weird, because just yesterday, Lucy and I were watching the news, and we turned to each other and went, wow, this is so weird. So this individual, her client, mentioned to her that black people, basically, because of their skin, they don't absorb vitamin D. And he's talking from a scientific perspective. I'm not a science, so I don't want to do this. Melanin in the skin
prevents the sun from permeating the skin.
So they have melanin, which prevents the vitamin D permeating their skin. Now, why is that important? Now, on the news yesterday, they said that they have seen a higher number of ethnic individuals that have been submitted to the hospital, and they've seen like a huge number of people. And I also then saw this morning a article which is completely wrong by the Daily Mail, saying in China, the McDonald's in China weren't letting black people in. And as you can imagine, when I saw the post and I read through the comments, it caused uproar. Now, that was not a true statement. And also what was on the news was not a true statement, because what they didn't say is the reason a lot of people are starting to, when people are getting sick, and it's because of lack of vitamin D. Well, that's one of. And again, I'm not a scientist, so, don't start quoting me too much on this. I'm just trying to, do what we were told to the, justice. But the point of it is if we're not taking in vitamin D, especially living in this country where we don't get huge amounts, we don't live in a country where, we get tropical sunshine, what happens is that can affect our respiratory system. Now, if you have vitamin D, it acts as it raises the immune, and it helps your respiratory system. In other words, your lungs to breathe better. So it helps you to breathe better. Now, because we don't get that, there will be a lot of people, as they mentioned on the news, and what they were talking about in the Daily Mail, when they didn't explain it properly, because everybody on the news always wants to make something look bad. And I want to twist that and say, that's not that's not the case. It's nothing to do with racism, and the reason they were bringing it up on the news, again, it had nothing. I didn't take it as anything that was sort of racist, but I'm talking more about missing the point. The point that they didn't mention on the news is that a lot of people are gonna be vitamin D deficient, which means it's affecting their respiratory system. It means it's affecting their breathing. And where does coronavirus affect you most? It's your lungs, it's your breathing. So by taking vitamin D, and I'm giving you something here, guys, by taking vitamin D, you will start to build your immune system around that area. So people were talking about vitamin C and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to mention this as well. Be careful with taking too much vitamin C, because if you overload your body with it, your body then starts to reject it. And as it starts to reject it, it starts to produce more. And then it becomes completely counteractive, because your body's producing more, but then your system's trying to fight it off, and it's trying to kill the overload. So be very careful with these kind of things, especially taking any form of vitamins. And vitamin D will be no different. Oh, it's just vitamin C. So it's just vitamin C. Vitamin D is all right. So get plenty of sunshine, people, but follow the guidelines and don't do anything stupid. Don't go hugging people you don't know. I know we miss human connection, but don't do that. Hug your kids.
I was going to say that we can post some links to videos that are done because we're not scientists, but there's research, there's video links that we can post.
So what we'll do is we'll follow up with some links of some research that Lucy has looked into, and there are some videos talking about it as well. So just to kind of back this up a little bit, we can post some of this stuff below, just to kind of help the cause as well. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because the media has a great habit of twisting everything into fear, or making something into like that post on the Daily Mail, which is racism, and that's not the case. That's not the reason why people were being turned away. If they were smart enough, which clearly they are, but they're also smart enough not to mention it, to mention the fact that it's to do with that. It's just protection. That's kind of what it is. It has nothing to do with racism. People just twist it, and because we're in already a vulnerable space, people start taking that, to a completely different level. We're already all agitated. We're already very resentful. Our levels are on a different, it's already very, very high. And I just wanted to share that and say, listen, guys, please do yourselves a favor. Stay away from news. Stay away from I don't want to swear, but places like the Daily Mail. These places are not giving you facts. They're not giving you figures. They're telling you half-assed, unresearched stories, and just to sell news, just to keep you more, wound up. And they're winding people up so tight. And as soon as you start mentioning anything ism, racism, sexism, anything like that, then ageism, then it's going to become a huge issue. So please, do the right thing. Boycott these stupid, fake news, negative news, companies, because it's not doing us any good. Of course, and I will back this up, when we're being told to listen to things that are important. So the news, if the Prime Minister or people in his cabinet are giving us information that needs to be seen, then of course let's listen to it. Let's make sure that we're following the guidelines and keeping up to the kind of the relevant news. But just be careful, please. Don't get involved in this stuff. They just want to wind people up, and they just want to keep selling news, and they just want to keep causing more of a stir around this stuff. Remember one thing: a lot of the people that own these companies, have a lot of power in what's going on, and just be mindful. Remember that, no one's doing. People aren't. We're all trying to protect ourselves. We're all trying to protect, businesses, and we just got to be mindful in how we're reading things, and just being careful before we post and start calling people racists. Exactly the same thing. I did a video a couple of days ago and I said, isn't it funny that a few months ago, a year or so ago, it was all about terrorism, and it's all about, people were going off on Muslims. And I saw another post where it had nothing to do with this whole McDonald's case, but it was something else, and people were blaming the Chinese. It's like, this has got nothing to do with Chinese. And the post I saw yesterday, all of a sudden there were people saying, let's not eat Chinese food. Yeah. What? Really? How's that got to do with somebody that maybe live local to you, that has a Chinese restaurant? All of a sudden you're going to boycott them because of some fucking retard that wrote something on the Daily Mail trying to cause a stir. Come on, people, use your brain. Use your brain. It's stirring. It's like being in a school playground and someone's just going, oh my God, he's just cussed your mum. It's exactly the same thing. It's no different. Please listen carefully. Use your brain. These people are not posting these things to create positivity. They're not. So, share. Do you know what? If you're going to share something, share this. Share positivity. And this is the thing that just blows my mind. I see so many posts of people trying to post positivity and, let's do something positive. Here's a challenge. No one jumps on it. No one does anything about it. But when it comes down to negative stuff, 5G towers and this is happening and oh my God, people being racist, let's boycott Chinese restaurants. Come on, use your brain. This is winding me up now. You listen to yourselves and the stuff that you need to post. We have to keep ourselves in a place of serenity and peace. And I know I probably don't sound like that at the moment, but it's more about me imploring with you, keep yourself safe. You deserve it. It doesn't help your state of mind. And that's the reason why I'm sharing it. So listen, I'm sure I'm going to get some flack, but hey, great. If you share that and you give me some flack around it, fantastic. You want to leave your comment, please do. I love it when you do. And guys, look, I love you so much. I love this human race. I think we're absolutely phenomenal. And I love sharing news. I love it that it's Friday. I love that I got to do an amazing workout. I want to share it with you and I want to share this information because I hate what they do to us, the way that they keep treating us and the way they keep manipulating us with bad news. And it's almost turning us on each other. And we shouldn't do that. There are 7 billion people on this planet. And I say it again, we're allowing a small percentage of people to manipulate and turn us against another race. Come on, listen carefully. We don't have to do that. That is not the way forward. And boycotting your local Chinese restaurant because you heard some dumb information on the Daily Mail isn't going to help. So if you read that piece of news, do not share it. Boycott that kind of stuff. Share things that are positive. Listen, guys, have an amazing day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And as always, I love you. Be great, be fantastic, and be absolutely phenomenal today. You deserve it. It's Friday. It's going to be a beautiful day. And I hope you are well and you're feeling incredible. And yeah, that's it. I'm just going to leave it there. I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Take care.